Hey folks, Nathan here from Star Wars Beyond the Films, the Star Wars Timeline Gold, and the Star Wars Gaming Podcast, which is apropos for this, Cloud City Casino at StarWarsReport.com, bringing you a look at the newest wave of Imperial Assault. This is the Jabba's Realm expansion. The 4 videos following this will look at the ally and villain packs released to accompany it. So Jabba's Realm, we're talking $60 in this case. It is one of the larger expansions here, with quite a few new miniatures in it, plus plenty of new game materials, lots of campaign missions, 4 new skirmish maps. It's going to be one of those packages that if you like Imperial Assault and want to continue upping your game, you're probably going to want to pick this one up. To give you a sense of what is in here, before we take a look at the specifics, our setup: the illustrious Jabba bids you welcome. The Galactic Civil War carries devastating consequences throughout the galaxy. With innocent lives targeted by the Empire, Alliance Command has no choice but to mount a relocation mission to a safer world for them. But when a convoy is shot down over Tatooine, the soldiers need to join forces with the local criminal element and notorious gangster Jabba the Hutt to keep their people safe. Fight alongside smugglers and bounty hunters in Jabba's Realm. Roll credits. This expansion offers a new campaign with 16 brand new missions that explore the seedy underbelly of the galaxy and the worlds of the nefarious Hutt Lords. Work alongside Jabba the Hutt for the welfare of your family as you oppose new forces, such as the nimble jet troopers, powerful Gamorrean guards, and even a ferocious Rancor. Meanwhile, the forces of the rebellion swell with 3 all-new heroes and the heroic Luke Skywalker, while new map tiles, items, classes, and rewards bring you deeper into the Star Wars adventure. Jabba's Realm also provides exciting new strategies for your head-to-head skirmishes. Weequay Pirates and Alliance Rangers provide reliability to rebels and mercenaries, while dewback-riding Captain Taro brings new offensive firepower to the forces of the Empire. Brand new skirmish missions feature the Nal Hutta Swamps and even the mighty Sarlacc, as new command cards help lead your faction to victory. It points out, of course, here Imperial Assault core game is required to play. Duh! It does include 16 plastic figures. 3 of those are new heroes, 4 each for 3 sets of deployment cards, each of which have 2 miniatures per deployment card, 2 regular, 1 elite. We'll see that momentarily. Plus the enormous Rancor. Game contents here for those curious. We're talking 3 hero figures, 4 jet trooper figures with 8 pegs, 1 Rancor figure, 4 Weequay pirate figures, 4 Gamorrean guard figures, 20 deployment cards, 11 story mission cards, 4 side mission cards, 9 item cards, 2 companion cards, 4 reward cards, 3 supply cards, 4 skirmish mission cards, 27 hero class cards, 6 agenda cards, 19 Imperial class cards, 10 command decks, 3 hero sheets, 8 condition cards, 18 map tiles, 4 bounty tokens, 6 ally and villain tokens, 10 condition tokens, 8 ID tokens, 24 ID stickers, 1 skirmish map sheet, and 1 rulebook. That's a lot, but it is $60, so it better be. So for $60, you'd expect there to be a lot of content. Boy, there is. We're going to take a look at all of it here in turn. But let's start with the deployment cards that actually have miniatures with them. There's actually a relatively limited number of these. There's a lot of miniatures actually in it. But when you really get down to it, it turns out that it's not much in the way of different options because a lot of these deployment cards have 2, and we get 4 for 2 deployment cards worth of these. So we'll start with the only Imperial option here to have a miniature in here, and that is the Jet Trooper. We have Jet Trooper regular, and elite here as deployment cards. There's the Jet Troopers themselves. These are basically a small round base, one of the pegs from X-Wing, or I guess Armada, technically, and then the Jet Trooper goes on that. Make sure when you're putting them together, you follow the order they are in the instructions. Put the stick on the mini, put the stick on the base. Don't try to put it on the base first and then on the mini. You'll risk bending the hell out of the very flimsy plastic prong on the base. We then have Weequay Pirate. Again, 2 regular, 1 elite. There's our Weequay Pirate from different angles here. We're not getting a mercenary, by the way. Then we have, again, trio of deployment cards, 2 minis each. Gamorrean Guard, Gamorrean Guard, Gamorrean Guard. 2 regular, 1 elite. There's your Gamorrean Guard mini. And the enormous mini, Maxi maybe, is the Rancor, which of course has 2 different versions depending on whether you're playing skirmish or campaign. Enormous figure here. The base, the bottom, the torso, both arms, the face, and the jaw are basically different pieces, or excuse me, the jaw, the face and the jaw, the head and the jaw are different pieces. So enjoy putting that together. I would highly suggest using gloves because you're going to have to really force those arms on, and they got little spiky bits that hurt like hell. Okay? Okay. Then we get into our new heroes, which each have a hero sheet, a mini, a deployment card, and then their deck. So we start with Onarkoma, the Aqualish. Then we have Vento Hrida, who is a Rhodian. Then Shaila Varad, who is a Mandalorian. Each with their little different colored because it's a hero mini here. They, of course, then each have their deployment card and their deck. And we'll look at what's in the deck here momentarily. Notice here, Mercenary symbol up in the corner rather than Rebel. We have 18 new map tiles, so I just kind of have running all over the place here. Then we have some deployment cards that have tokens, which are then complemented by villain or ally packs that are going to give you actual minis. We have Captain Taro, Stormtrooper dude on a dewback. Jabba the Hutt on either a skirmish or campaign version. Alliance Ranger, which has 3 that can be deployed there, so 3 tokens. And Luke Skywalker, a new Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. We also have the skirmish upgrade, Indentured Jester. And then with the Indentured Jester, try saying that 3 times fast, you have your companion cards and tokens here. Pit Droid, Salacious B. Crumb, and again the tokens that go with them. You also have 4 extra prongs, little base or little stands, pegs, in case you need to actually replace any of the ones from your jet troopers. We have our Imperial class cards here. Jabba's Mercenaries and Nemesis. We'll look at what's actually in those very soon. We have 4 bounty tokens, as they're called. We have our command cards, our condition cards here for weakened and hidden. 4 of those each, along with 5 tokens to represent them. We then have supply cards, reward cards, item cards of tiers 1, 2, and 3. Our skirmish mission cards, agenda cards, side mission cards, story mission cards, all of which we'll look at soon. We have our ID tokens here, along with the stickers to go with them, 19 and 20. A proof of purchase. And if you're looking to find out what's new for Fantasy Flight, there is your typical catalog. Alright, let's talk other cards, especially the teeny tiny ones. We have our hero decks, our class decks here for the heroes. For Shaila Varad, we have Duelist Blade, Responsiveness, All-Out Attack, Proximity Strike, Smoke Bombs, Swords Dance, Remote Detonator, Deadly Grace, and Full Sweep. For Vento Hrida, I'll get that glare off of here for you. We've got Hair Trigger Pistol, Pinpoint Shot, Shot on the Run, Sharpshooter, Battlefield Experience, maybe he played the video game, Offhand Blaster, Dead On, Rapid Fire, and Merciless. Onarkoma, Bodyguard Rifle, Keep It Up, Get Down, Stay Behind Me, Mutual Destruction, Brute Strength, Hold Still, Black Sun Armor, and Don't Make Me Hurt You. Our Imperial class decks here. We have Nemesis, Powerful Foes, Inspirational, Fearsome Presence, Prepare the Ambush, I'm on the Leader. Then Punishing Force, Ringleader, Leave Them to Me, and Indomitable, followed by Devastating Legion. Then we have Hutt Mercenaries. I believe I called it Jabba's Mercenaries a moment ago. It is Hutt Mercenaries, excuse me. Wanted Dead. Not dead or alive, just dead. Vendetta, Scouted, Savage Motivation, Cheap Shot, Nowhere to Run, Nowhere to Hide, Guild Hunters, and Most Wanted. We have our condition cards up here, as I mentioned, 4 each for Weakened and for Hidden. We then have our skirmish mission cards, Okay. Going with the Nalhutta Borderlands, we have Enemy of My Enemy and Border Dispute. And then for the Pit of Carcoon, we have Desert Dangers and Battle for the Katana. That's Jabba's sail barge, of course. We have our items, Tier 3, Rick Blades, Modified Energy Cannon and Admiral's Uniform. Tier 2, Double Vibro Sword, Energized Hilt and Bolt Upgrade. Tier 1, Hand Cannon, Back to Pump, and Emergency Injector. Then we have our rewards, Mandalorian Heritage, Desperado, Haymaker, and Bred for War. Our supplies, Painkillers, Flash Bomb, and Pit Droid. That goes, of course, with that companion token. That then gets us into our command cards. We've got Pickpocket, Run for Cover, Tools for the Job, Stimulants, On the Lam, Blade Storm, Extra Protection, Draw. That's draw with an exclamation point, not draw like speaking with a southern accent. Glory of the Kill, and Toxic Dart. Then we have the bulk of our regular size cards outside of deployment and skirmish missions. We start with our agenda cards, which always come in sets of 3. We have Guild Hunters with Call Your Shot, Shoot First, and Abandon Contract. We have Persistence with Snapfire, No Rest for the Weary, and Jetpacks. We then have 4 side missions, one of which gives you credits, the other 3 of which gives you one of the Rebel-colored reward cards. We have Perilous Hunt, we have Extortion, we have A Hero's Welcome, and Born from Death. Creepy. Then we have all of our story missions that make up the Jabba's Realm campaign. These are in the order they appear in the instruction book. We have Hostile Negotiations, Overcharged, Trophy Hunting, Turf War, Moment of Fate, From All Sides, Dangerous Allies, Almost Home, Execute the Plan, Storming the Palace. I almost expect there to be Billy Crystal sitting back there. Have fun storming the palace! And Mutiny. Then, of course, to round it all out, you have your rulebook for Jabba's Realm and your skirmish map sheet with the Pit of Carcoon on one side, which is kind of a big map, and then what feels like an enormous map, Nalhutta Borderlands. Of course, making up this map, or these maps, are some from Jabba's Realm and some from the core set. So, a giant package with a lot of stuff in it for $60. I really enjoy the campaign content for this game, so it's awesome to see more campaign stuff coming. For those who want skirmish missions, there is skirmish stuff here too. But of course, we've got 4 different deployment cards, or 4 different deployment options that all have tokens with them. That means more ally and villain packs coming up.